Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has welcomed an apparent shift in US policy towards Iran. President Donald Trump has used a common distrust of Iran and its nuclear ambitions to unite the region against Islamist terrorism and Iranian aggression. The US president is on the second leg of his first foreign tour, visiting Israel and the Palestinian city of Bethlehem before heading to Europe. But his comments have drawn a defiant response from Tehran. Anne Barker reports.
When Air Force One touched down in Tel Aviv, President Trump stepped off to an extraordinary welcome. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had led an enormous entourage onto the tarmac to show his appreciation to Israel's most important ally. It was the first ever direct flight to Israel from Saudi Arabia, but Donald Trump is hoping this visit, his first foreign tour as president, could herald the start of a new peace process in the Middle East.
I believe that a new level of partnership is possible and will happen, one that will bring greater safety to this region, greater security to the United States, and greater prosperity to the world. This includes a renewed effort at peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And I thank the Prime Minister for his commitment to pursuing the peace process. He's working very hard at it.
In reality, peace between Israel and the Palestinians remains as unlikely as ever, but Donald Trump is seeking to unite Middle East nations, including Israel and the Saudis, in a regional alliance to counter the threat of Islamist terrorism. And in Jerusalem, as in the Saudi capital Riyadh yesterday, he singled out Iran as their common enemy and a key source of funding and support for terrorist groups in the Middle East.
These leaders voiced concerns we all share about ISIS, about Iran's rising ambitions and rolling back its gains, and about the menace of extremism that has spread through too many parts of the Muslim world. I'm encouraged that they pledge cooperation to confront terrorism and the hateful ideology that drives it so hard.
President Trump's apparent shift from the policy of the previous US administration, which sought to engage with Iran, was welcome news to Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu.
I want you to know how much we appreciate the change in American policy on Iran, which you enunciated so clearly. And I want to tell you also how much we appreciate the reassertion of American leadership in the Middle East. I look forward to working closely with you to confront the dangers we face together.
President Trump's push to further isolate Iran also went down well in Saudi Arabia, Iran's archenemy. But his comments have prompted anger in Tehran, where days after his re-election, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani criticised Donald Trump's visit to the region as a political show. In my view, the trip of the US President to Saudi Arabia is just a political show, he says, which will not produce any practical or political values. Saudi Arabia has done this before. It's absolutely useless in combating terrorism by simply holding such kind of meetings or giving money to a superpower. President Rouhani said Donald Trump doesn't understand that Iraq, Syria and the Iranian-backed militia Hezbollah have actively fought against terrorism, and that Iran has sent diplomats and advisers to these countries to assist. He's also vowed that Iran's nuclear program will continue for peaceful purposes. Our missiles are for peace and defense rather than aggression, he says. American officials should know that whenever we need to technically test a missile, we'll do so, and we won't wait for their permission. The Iranian leader says peace in the Middle East can't be achieved without Iran's support. President Trump will visit the Palestinian city of Bethlehem in the occupied West Bank later today before heading to Europe.
Anne Barker reporting.